Welcome everyone to the NCAA Championship. What a moment for all of these gymnasts and all of these teams that we will be seeing here tonight. Kennedy, NCAA champion and 11-time All-American, and myself, Anastasia Webb, will be your hosts for the stream team commentating the uneven bars and the floor exercise. In today's competition, we have LSU, who's never won a championship title. Cal Berkeley, this underdog team. Florida not have won since 2015, and Kennedy was on that team. What a moment for her to see her team showing up in this championship, and Utah has not won it since 1995. Kennedy, what are you excited for this competition tonight?
I'm excited to see who shows up. We saw Anastasia in semifinal number 1 and 2, especially 2, how difficult this championships has been. It is not about rankings. It's about who is the best competitor on the day, and I want to see who is the best today.
It's definitely going to be a good one. These gymnasts are hungry for the NCAA title, and it's going to start off here with Utah on the bars and the LSU Tigers on the floor exercise. What was your favorite event to start on?
I think my favorite event to start on was beam. I think that beam is just, really, really nerve-wracking. I was the starter for beam. I actually liked creating the energy for my team. It felt like a special moment for me, and I like to get it out of the way. What was yours?
Mine was definitely bars, so I'm rooting for this Utah team to get bars over with and keep the groove moving forward. First up on the uneven bars is McKenna Smith.
And Anastasia, this is somewhere where Utah has struggled.
Tonight, they are looking not to struggle on this event, and it's going to start off with this very special lead off, the sophomore, beautiful transition to the low bar. She's going to do a Maloney right here to the high bar, Maloney half. Hits that handstand. Judges are looking for pressure on top of the bar, and she sticks the landing. What a start off for this Utah team, and that's what it's going to take to be number 1.
Great job from McKenna Smith there. Really got the energy going from Utah. It's important. We saw in semifinal number 2, unfortunately, OU had that starting fall. Falls get contagious. If you can start it off solid, you can get that ball rolling and really carry that momentum through this competition. And someone that is excellent at starting is Connor McLean. She has been a rock this freshman season for this LSU program.
And let me tell you, Connor can fly. LSU dominates the floor exercise. They're number 1 in the country for a reason.
This is going to be big, Anastasia. Beautifully done. Gets the stick on that. That is the way you want to lead a competition to get that championship going.
And I love how she just holds that landing. Judges are looking for no movement in the back and also in the front. Holding that position is critical.
Connor really excels in her extension. You'll see in those leaps right there, the toe point she gets in the air, the extension and straight legs that she has is really impressive to the judges and exactly what they're looking for.
Again, another hold out of that combination pass. The second jump being higher than the first. Very, very important.
Big hug there from assistant coach Courtney McCool. An Olympian, really has given solid guidance and advice to these athletes to get them where they need to be.
And coming up next for the Utah Utes on the uneven bars is Ella Zerbs, the freshman for this Utah team. Watch right here, she does a huge release move. It is called a ray and catches perfectly with straight arms. to a smooth transition to the low bar, hitting every single handstand so far. Let's see if she can hit this one, and she does. Just the dismount here, full in, and just a slight step backwards. She had a little bit over rotation, but good controlled step on that landing. And coming up next for the LSU Tigers is Amari Drayton.
Amari, again, it's kind of like a 1-2 punch with this LSU floor team with Connor and Amari in the beginning of this lineup. They are high-flying tumblers, big dynamic gymnastics, and as freshmen, they have really stepped up and delivered for this team in so many different ways.
And talking to head coach Jay Clark, last year they felt like the Cinderella on crutches walking into this competition, but not here today.
Another big double layout for this LSU program. Wow, they are here to win. You can tell the fight is in their eyes. They want this championship so bad. And they're the #1 floor team in the country for a reason. They nail these landings, and they've done it so consistently this year. Big front through to double tuck here. That's 2 saltos, tuck position, and wow, what a landing, Anastasia.
I will say this team believes they are good enough to go all the way. They have the logic and the emotional mix of really becoming champions, and so far, they're showing up tonight.
I think floor is a great event for this team to start off on. They're #1 in the country, like I mentioned earlier. And if they can just get this energy going and keep it going, it's gonna carry them all the way to the top.
Yeah, they're definitely setting the tone for this floor exercise for the rest of the competition.
Closed it so well. That should be another big score. She's following up Connor McLean's 9.925. The biggest start so far in this competition, the first 9.9. If they can keep this going, they're gonna come out #1. Like I said earlier, I picked them for a reason.
And up next on the uneven bars is Amelie Morgan, the junior. She was a 2020 Great Britain Olympic team member, winning the bronze medal. And folks, I don't want you to miss this routine. Very unique gymnastics here. She's gonna start off with a Maloney, and watch right here, a full twisting pack salto, very difficult, one of the most difficult transitions that we will see tonight, immediately up to the high bar. Gets that handstand right on top. Just the dismount here, sky high, and she holds on to that landing. What a moment for the Utah Utes here. They are bringing the fire and setting the tone for the uneven bars.
Some words of wisdom for KJ Johnson from assistant coach Courtney McCool. And if you want to see someone cool on floor, it is KJ Johnson. A unique gymnast. She's kind of been underrated really her whole career. She has delivered time and time again for this LSU program.
Head coach Jay Clark calls her Bam Bam because she is so dynamic in everything that she does.
Look at the height. They are here to play today. She gets so much rise and amplitude off of the floor. She doesn't even have to grab. You're going to see other athletes throughout this competition grab and pull their legs around. KJ is so talented. She just does it on her own. No grabbing at all.
Ooh.
Oh, and too much steam there. You could tell out of that 1.5, her feet were way behind her. This is a score they're gonna wanna drop. We talked about it earlier in the pre-show about how podium is bouncier. You really have to find your rhythm and a calmness here. You can't overdo it too much because it just has that extra amount of spring up there.
Yeah, it looked like she just brought her chest a little bit too forward, and that just created that momentum that she did not want.
But nailed that double tuck. It's so unfortunate that she had that mistake in the beginning of the routine. It's uncharacteristic of KJ. She usually nails that routine. This is a score that they're gonna wanna drop, and they're going to have to drop if they wanna get to that #1 on the podium.
And definitely the LSU Tigers will be able to accomplish that. Unfortunately, she did have a fall 5/10 off, but that's not gonna stop them. Coming up on the Utah uneven bars is Miley O'Keefe, the national champion. Let's see if she can bring this team further home for the Utah Utes. Maloney, beautiful transition to the low bar. I would have loved to see her feet a little bit held together.
And head coach Carly Dockendorf said that she has relied on Miley so much this season. Her leadership, her fight, just right there, we saw it. She is such a fighter for this team, for this program. Great work there from Miley.
I mean, she's got so much experience. She's a 4-time NCAA champion. She's done elite gymnastics. She does so well under pressure.
And talk about elite gymnastics. We're bouncing back to the floor with Aaliyah Finnegan, who won the floor title yesterday with her dynamic tumbling, really nailed those landings. She's following up KJ Johnson's 9.2875, a score they definitely don't want to count. And if there's somebody that's ready to step up and deliver, it is 100% Aaliyah Finnegan.
And what's so exciting is that we're also going to be seeing her at the Olympics. What a moment for Aaliyah to accomplish this NCAA career and also fulfill her dreams of becoming an Olympian.
She leads off here with a big double Arabian through to a jump out of it. She nailed this in the semifinal on Thursday.
She's got to repeat it.
She tried to cover it nicely.
She did create kind of like an illusion. She did not go out of bounds, though. She held it together in bounds. Now that the Oklahoma Sooners are out, we are going to see if the LSU Tigers are going to embrace this pressure. They are on the hunt.
They're definitely one of the favorites in this competition, Anastasia, but do you think that they feel that pressure of that favoritism going into this meet?
I 100% believe they feel the pressure because if they're going to win the national championship, it's going to be this team and it's going to be tonight.
Right, and we just saw Leah close that routine really strong. Great effort from her. The effort on the first pass was commendable, really held on to it, and it's going to take fights like that to really hold up in a competition like this.
And coming up next on the uneven bars for Utah is Grace McCallum, a previous Olympic team member, gold medalist in the 2020 Olympic team. She's a 4-year member of the U.S. national team, 6-time All-American, 5-time All-Pac-12. I mean, talk about the accolades. She can handle the pressure. The junior for the Utah Utes. Hits that handstand, beautiful. She flies bar to bar, keeping those arms perfectly straight. Another release move here, a Van Leeuwen. Let's see if she can hit that dismount.
Wow.
And again, another stick. That is what it's gonna take to come up on top. And I will say, a lot of people had a lot of doubt for the Utah team, but here they are showing and proving what they're made of in this competition.
Anastasia, was there ever a time when you were at Oklahoma where you guys were doubted as well? I'm sure that they felt that kind of weight throughout the season.
Most definitely, but you take that doubt and you fuel your fire and you prove your worth.
And talking about proving their worth, we're flashing back to the floor with Haley Bryant, and if there's someone that can prove it, it is her. Such a dynamic tumbler, really stunning to watch. She is the all-around champion for a reason this year, and nails that double front. She's just so consistent on that. It's impressive that she delivers that incredibly difficult double front time and time again. It's a blind landing. You can't see where your feet are coming out when you're flipping forward. You have to feel it in the air, and her air awareness is impressive.
Even on those leaps, she is above and beyond 180 degrees split.
You'll see that layout step out there. Haley Bryant is an athlete that definitely prefers to go forward, but you have to fulfill the requirement, and she does that by throwing a simple layout step out to get that done. Beautiful work there.
I thought she was a little short. She did a great job bringing up her chest in that vertical position.
She did. You could tell off the floor, and that just speaks on the athleticism that Haley Bryant has. Really showed it off there at the end to hold that, fought through it. Good work there.
It's definitely going to be a close competition in tonight's arena. And up next for Utah is Alani Sabado. Something so special about Alani, talking to head coach Carly, is that she has shown the biggest improvement for this Utah team. They needed a great bar worker. She stepped it up in the gym. And here she is, Kennedy, anchoring this team, which is so difficult to do.
It is hard in that final spot. They've got great scores, so she should be feeling good going into this routine, can really take the pressure off and just compete her normal.
Taking that one deep breath. We'll forever remember those moments when I was competing. Slightly shy on that handstand. Huge release move here. It's called a Jaeger to a smooth transition to the low bar. She did hit that bail above horizontal, which judges are looking for. Just a dismount here. And she holds onto that landing with the tips of her toes, grips into the mat. What a way for this Utah team to start off the rotation strong.
That was great work there for this Utah program. Really got it started strong. We saw in the regional final, they struggled here. Same situation, led off on bars. First and last person really struggled through the routine, had to really pick up the energy and momentum there, but not today. Great work. And Kaya Johnson is up on the floor for LSU. And if you want to see somebody tumble high, just watch for Kaya. Great job there. You could tell her front foot rose up a little bit. Put that heel back on the ground. The judges have to see that control coming out of the passes going into these lunges as well.
She is a powerhouse going into the second pass here. Again, such a controlled landing. This team, again, is looking to drop that 9.2875, and so far it looks like they're going to do it.
Jay Clark said the leadership that Kaya and Haley have has been such an asset for this team. Really humble, does their job, guides the others around them. Exactly what you want in a teammate.
She is just the same person inside and outside of the gym.
Closes with a double pike. Again, held onto it in the front leg.
I would say I saw a little bit of a slide, wouldn't you say, Kennedy?
It was a slide. You could tell just the flight and the height she gets coming out of that. It's tough to really keep that weight and pressure on your front leg. You could see the effort in her legs to fight for that lunge, but
Great performance for Kaya Johnson. I would just say that would be a minimal deduction on that, but she did a great job finishing it off strong for the LSU Tigers.
And that is the start of the first rotation. We've got Cal in the lead, Utah with that great bar rotation. Florida's got some work to do, and LSU, again, some work to do. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NCAA Championship Rotation number 2. Kennedy and I are your hosts, commentating on the uneven bars and the floor exercise. So far, so good. We have Florida representing us on the uneven bars tonight and Cal on the floor exercise. Currently, Cal is in second place, trying to chase the LSU Tigers. Let's see if they can wrap it up on the uneven bars and the floor exercise tonight.
Florida with some work to do. They had an okay vault rotation. They really have to pick up this energy, though, if they want to stay in competition with the others. LSU got to drop that score from KJ Johnson on floor, so they are in the lead, and I know they want to carry that around throughout the rest of this meet.
And starting us off strong is Sloan Blakely, the junior, a former U.S. national team member. Great Maloney to the high bar. Beautiful transition to the low bar. Slightly shy on that pirouette. Judges are looking for that handstand and right on top. Dismount here, very difficult. A blind landing, double front, and she has no problem. That was lights out, already to start off for the Florida Gators.
I love to see that, Anastasia. She gets that dismount a lot. She almost got it Thursday in the semifinal. She had that smallest of scoots with that right foot. Today, no issues.
And coming up next for this Cal team on the floor exercise is Maddie Williams.
Cal led off on the beam, so they are in a good spot. Sitting in number 2 after one of, if not the hardest event, is a great place you want to be in a competition like this.
And something that I really appreciate about this Cal team is that they have core values: joy, commitment, inclusivity, humility, and adaptability. And they embrace this team by just having pure joy, and you can see it tonight.
You said adaptability as one of their core values, Anastasia, and I cannot agree more. Maddie and the rest of this program has really stepped into their own this season. They've been so close in the past. This is the closest they have ever been to this national championship title.
I'm telling you, Kennedy, I picked them as my top to win the championship. I love a good underdog story, and I keep talking about they do disciplined gymnastics. They're so precise on their landings, and I think that has to say a lot about their head coach, Liz Crandall-Howell, who's also an elite judge.
And you'll see that stumble right there. They're gonna take a tenth or two, half a tenth off on that. She did a good job trying to cover it after.
It just looked like she had a little bit of a happy feet on that landing.
Floaty layout out of that 1.5 twist. Nice pop off the floor there.
Beautiful artistry. And moving on to the uneven bars, we have Victoria Wynn, the senior for the Florida Gators. She is a 2-time All-SEC champion on the uneven bars and was also a member of the U.S. national team in 2016 and 2017. Again, a woman that can handle the pressure. And she is such a beautiful bar worker. Holds that handstand. Judges are looking for that handstand position. They do have a 10-degree window. Just the dismount here for Victoria. Let's see if she can get it. I would not give that a perfect stick, but just a little scooch. But again, that was a controlled landing, and that is what the judges are looking for.
In a competition like this, it can't be the scoots though, Anastasia. Like you said, I wouldn't give her the stick either. It comes down to really nailing these landings. You have to hold your landing position for at least 1 to 2 seconds if you don't want a deduction to show that you really got that stick.
And up next for Cal Berkeley on the floor exercise is Ella Cesario.
Ella in this junior role, another leader for this Cal program. Head coach Liz Crandall-House said that Ella and Maya are really authentic and free when they compete. They do things well, and they also set the tone for the rest of the lineup. That is a clear stick. Now, would you agree that that's a stick, Anastasia?
I definitely will say that is a stick, very controlled, and she is bringing the heat, the tango in this floor exercise.
Something Cal really excels at is their choreography and their artistry. Their dance is unique. They really take their time to move fluidly through all their movements with the music.
And I think that has to say a lot about their head coach, Liz, who actually performs and does the choreography for these women. Such a fun moment also to connect with your head coach while you're dancing at practice.
Final pass here for Ella. You'll see that 4-incher on the floor. It's not a deduction. It's just a safety precaution for the athletes. We spoke on the podium being extra bouncy, and you saw that coming out of Ella's last pass, a bit of a slide coming out of that lunge. You really have to dial in your energy and plant your feet to the ground, especially hard on the podium.
Yeah, because that podium, sometimes I remember as an athlete, I would have to jog into my passes. That's how bouncy the floor is compared to other gymnastics meets that these women are so used to. And up next for the Florida Gators is Ellie Lazzari. And I will say she did have a mistake in the semifinal. Let's see if she can recover and prove herself on that dismount landing here tonight.
Hope to see Ellie really bounce back in this lineup. She struggled with inconsistency this season throughout on a couple different events. Hope that she can dial in her energy and get the landings here today.
Beautiful pack salto. So far, I will say that was the most clean pack salto that I've seen so far tonight. Hits that handstand right on top. Just the dismount here. She needs to hold it. And she redeemed herself from the semifinal. She did a great job holding that vertical position of her chest, soaking in that landing. A great moment for Ellie.
What an incredible dismount for Ellie. The bounce back, like you said, nailed that. Hopefully she can carry that momentum throughout the rest of the meet for this Gator team.
And up next for Cal on the floor exercise is Kane Matthews.
Kyan Mayhew is another solid competitor for this Cal program, but they want to start breaking into these 9-9s. We saw from LSU, they got a couple 9-9s in the last rotation. They put up 2 9-8-6 2-5s, but again, in a championship like today, it's going to take 9-9s to get it done. Don't you think, Anastasia?
I definitely agree. You've got to start with 9-9s to get there. And she is one of them that can bring that 9-9 score. She starts off with an E pass, a double full, 2 twists in the air to a punch front.
She has one of my favorite routines on this Cal program lineup. I mean, it's just fun to watch, enjoyable, brings the crowd in, lives up her dance, and she has a unique element right there. Sometimes she does the switch ring a little bit bigger, but probably tried to dial that energy in here today on the podium.
This Cal team is just so artistic. It's just, your head is nodding to the music. It is just such a great performance.
Oh, and we saw coming out of that 1.5, it looked like her feet were too far in front of her. The legs were bent and a little bit buckled. Couldn't get that punch and momentum she needs out of that. Actually, we saw a similar thing in LSU's lineup as well. They had that mistake from KJ Johnson, similar to Kyan Mayhew. Hopefully the rest of this lineup can pick up that energy again to get these sticks, because they are capable of winning this championship.
And we talked about how bouncy the floor is. There is a specific timing that gymnasts have to be able to accomplish. And up next on the uneven bars for the Florida Gators is the freshman great Anya Pilgrim. She is such a rock. She is cool. She is composed. You can never tell if she's stressed out, nervous, because she's got this poker face of confidence. Hits that handstand, keeps her arms straight on that Maloney. Beautiful transition to the low bar. Right on top on that pirouette. Last handstand is the most important, and I will say she was slightly shy on that. But again, this Gator team is on fire. Doesn't even show it on her face. She is so cool, and she just stuck the landing. What a moment for the Gator team.
I love that little smirk that Anya has. You can tell she is so confident in her gymnastics, as she should be.
And coming up next on the floor exercise for this Cal team is Andy Lee. And she is quite a performer on this floor exercise. Head coach Liz would talk about how much she loves hip hop, and she loves to embrace her dance into this floor exercise event.
Yeah, you're gonna see really unique gymnastics from Andy Lee. She does interesting and special dance elements in this floor choreography that's different than a lot of other people in a competition like this.
And I'm excited. She brings her own uniqueness because she loves to dance hip hop. Let's see if she can bring that hip hop experience tonight.
Opens with a double tuck here.
Does a great job holding that lunge.
And right here is one of those unique elements I was talking about. A little shy on that, but incredibly difficult. That is a double leg up turn, also known as a mimble. You're not gonna see a lot of turns in this competition. It's not a requirement, but if you can do a well-executed turn, why not? Great save.
I was about to say that she did look a little soft in her knees. That did not allow her to get the full punch off the floor on that first skill into the second.
Did a nice job recovering there. We saw that actually with Kyan Mayhew, whose score they're looking to drop. That buckle in the legs, it is hard to really find the balance of not going too hard, but hard enough to get these passes done.
Great job for Andy Lee. Let's see if she can accomplish that 9-9 score that this Cal team is really needing to be the top competitor in this NCAA championship. And up next on the uneven bars for the Florida Gators is Skylar Drazer.
It's interesting seeing this Florida lineup. They're a young team this year with these freshmen in these final spots.
But she's a freshman that delivers every time, and talking to head coach Jenny Rolland, she can go anywhere in this lineup. Beautiful transition, holds that handstand in the pirouette. Let's see if she can hit this handstand, and she does. Just the dismount here. Double layout. I would have loved to see her legs together in the air, but from the angle of the judge, sometimes they could miss that.
And these sticks are getting contagious, Anastasia. You see, they've gotten 3 landings in a row so far. Want to carry that to the last person, which is Leanne Wong. A huge routine for them, for sure.
And so far, we're going to see those Florida Gators slowly creep up to the top 2 podium. And up next on the floor exercise is Maya Lazone.
Maya is a joy to watch. She has so much fun when she's out there. Even earlier, we were dancing across the arena together. It was an enjoyable moment for me.
She's just so energetic. She brings the heat. She's a powerful, fast twitch, always smiling athlete. Probably such a joy to coach as well.
And I'll tell you what, she has nailed this pass. She does a front double full to a front tuck. I've seen her land it with her feet together. I hope to see it again right now.
No problem there. Just look at her expression of her face. It engages you, the audience, the judges. You gotta practice that at the gym, and it's also quite tiring to always practice that. Talk about her endurance as well.
You mentioned those core values earlier, and their #1 is joy, which is perfect. Maya does an excellent job of embodying that and carrying it for this team.
She is definitely a rock for this Cal team.
Final pass right here. Solid landing there. Right into her choreography. Exactly what the judges are looking for when they say they want control out of these passes.
And I'm gonna keep saying it, this Cal team is different. They focus on form, they're focused on their execution. They do disciplined gymnastics, and disciplined gymnastics will take you all the way. And up next for the Florida Gators on the bars is Leanne Wong, the superstar for this Florida team. Wouldn't you say so, Kennedy?
For sure, Anastasia. Leanne has so many talents, and one of her biggest is balancing elite gymnastics with collegiate gymnastics. She's gonna try for that Olympic Games later this year, and I look forward to watching her.
8-time NCAA All-American, is handling the pressure like she normally does. Beautiful execution in the air, holds that handstand. Van Leeuwen up to the high bar, hits that handstand again, the most important one. And just a dismount here, a double layout. And like you said, these sticks are contagious. The Florida Gators are here to play, and they are on the hunt for their championship title. They have not won it since 2015. Kennedy, that was the team that you were on. How proud are you for this Florida team?
I'm incredibly proud of them. This is a young team. It's new energy. It's different than when I was on the team. We had such a legacy behind us. They were going on their 3rd national championship. It's different. It's been almost 10 years since they've been at that #1 spot on the podium. They want to get back there, and this might be the team to do it.
And up next for the Cal Berkeley on the floor exercise is NJ Frazier, the full package gymnast for this Cal team.
We saw a couple from the LSU lineup. MJ opens with a dynamic, to say the least, double layout. The height she gets here is stunning. And that's one of her best dug those toes in the ground to try and get the stick. You can see the effort from these athletes. They want this win so bad.
She is so beautiful to watch. Above execution on those leaps, so dynamic. 3 different types of leaps, and she does it beautifully.
That's the fun part about this Cal program is their artistry. They really play with their gymnastics. They're doing different elements. You just saw a ring jump right there just because it's beautiful. It's nice to see you really do the top gymnastics at the highest level with unique and different skills.
Just the last pass here for NJ.
Nails it.
I'm telling you, she is a gymnast that has the full package. The artistry, the power, the grace, the execution. And those are some of your friends out there, aren't they?
For sure. Jordan Childs, and you'll see her sister, Marzetta Frazier. They are a dynamic duo themselves. I mean, the Fraziers are so talented. Her sister going to UCLA, unfortunately, they didn't qualify to these championships, but I love to see the support from her for her sister.
And that was also Jordan Childs, who was actually also part of that Olympic team. What a moment, and what a celebrate greatness here tonight on the floor.
And what a great way to close that second rotation. Cal with some work to do. Florida not far behind Utah, and LSU in the lead. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NCAA Championship. Your hosts tonight, Kennedy Baker and myself, Anastasia Webb, will be talking you through the uneven bars and the floor exercise and looking at the scoreboard. LSU in first, Utah slowly creeping up to them in second, Cal Berkeley in third, Florida Gators in fourth, and you'll be starting off LSU on the floor, on the uneven bars, and Utah on the floor exercise. It is definitely going to be a battle between these two competitors. And starting off for the uneven bars, for the LSU Tiger, is Alexis Jeffrey, the junior, a consistent competitor, leading this Tiger team off strong. She is capable with a career high of a 9.925, and this LSU team is wanting to start off the rotation with a 9.9 or better.
I can feel the intensity building, Anastasia. These teams want to win, and LSU and Utah are so close together.
Great transition to the low bar. I will say she was slightly short on that catch. Hits that handstand, just the dismount here. Full in, and she holds that landing. She found her feet all the way around, kept her chest up. And what a lead off for the LSU Tigers, starting off strong, already on the uneven bars.
And a strong starter for this Utah team is McKenna. McKenna Smith is powerful in this first position. It's interesting though, they actually made some lineup changes from the semifinal competition. They had Jaden Rucker in, replaced her with Ella Zerbs in that second spot. She had some troubles in warm-up, a good decision, but interesting though because they're leading off now with 2 underclassmen in this floor rotation.
Just beautiful. She's just so clean. She kept those feet close together, no breaking any errors. Beautiful gymnastics so far. This Utah team, I will say, and I will keep saying it, they were a bit underrated. And head coach Carly Dockendorf will say that nobody really wanted to see them in the championship, and here they are delivering.
I've always said that about Utah. When it comes to the postseason, they're stepping up. It doesn't matter if they had a shaky regular season or the outside noise. When it comes to these championships, they are battling constantly. They want to be back on the podium, ready to be in first place.
And that's what it's going to take. Gymnastics, all these athletes are good, but who will win? Gymnastics in this championship is won through the neck and up, meaning who will mentally handle the pressure.
Excellent work there. I love how high she popped off the ground on that straddle jump as well. The leaps are just as important as the tumbling. Really nice work there from McKenna Smith.
And up next on the uneven bars for the LSU Tigers is Ashley Cohen. She has a career high of a 9.95. And you can see in the scoreboard, Alexis Jeffrey did start off this LSU team with a 9.9. They want to carry that momentum. They want to achieve greatness to get at least a 9.9 or better down the lineup.
That's a great starting score there for this LSU program. Alexis Jeffrey put them in the position that they need to be to carry it out throughout the rest of this lineup.
Watch this release move, huge. It's called a ray, and she did an immediate bail to the low bar, and she caught almost vertical. Just the dismount here. Double out. She kept her legs together beautifully, but I would have loved to see her chest kept up vertical in that landing. She did bend forward, try to keep that landing. Sometimes it's actually better to take a step forward than to bring your chest down to your knees. Minimal deduction on that landing from the judges.
And up for the Utah Utes is Ella Zerbs, the freshman in this lineup to replace Jaden Rucker. And she's got dynamic tumbling, to say the least. Have you ever been put in a little bit last minute, right? Because assuming that Jaden was going to be in this role, she's now taking this on. Was there ever a moment where you kind of went in instead of somebody else?
Yes, I've definitely been in that situation, and I will say sometimes it's a mental obstacle to reset and say, I need to get my game face on, I need to support my team, and I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to do my gymnastics like I know I'm capable of. And Kennedy, if you can see here, her leotard on the back of her neck kind of unclipped. Sometimes that can be a little bit bothering, but so far she is handling it with perfection.
Unfazed by that clip. Just the last pass left here. Let's see if she can nail this landing.
Beautiful combination pass. The second flip was higher than the first. Judges are looking for those types of details in the national championship.
Utah's doing an awesome job of finding these landings, knowing exactly how that podium feels, how to use their energy. Really good work.
And up next for the LSU Tigers is amazing Kaya Johnson, the senior. She is capable of a 9.95, and this is actually the only event that she does not have a perfect 10. If she can score a 10 on this event, she will accomplish a gym slam, which is a 10 on every single event, which is very difficult to do. Let's see if she can do it. Caught a little bit close on that Maloney. She did have some bent arms to try to bring up her momentum, but she is so strong. She hits every handstand right on top. Just a dismount here. And sticks are contagious. She will not get that 10 that she was wanting, but wow, she was a dynamic contributor on that event. What a moment for Kaya Johnson, the senior for the LSU Tigers.
That should be a huge score. Both LSU and Utah are doing a great job of getting these big starting scores and building off of that for the rest of the lineup. The job they need to do.
And coming up next on the floor exercise for the Utah Utes is Abby Paulson. Starting off strong so far. They are counting 9-9 and higher. They need to continue to bring that momentum if they want to maintain to be in that top 2 spot.
And if there's someone that can bring the momentum, it is Abby Paulson. In this 5th-year role, she is ready to handle this pressure.
She has done elite gymnastics. She's been in high-pressure situations, podium training. Let's see if she can handle this podium. And she delivers.
The endurance from this Utah team is very impressive to me. You'll notice in this competition, there are 2 pass routines and 3 pass routines. Now, the 3 pass routines are what I personally prefer because it takes a lot of endurance and strength that they start building up in the preseason. Final pass, and she holds that stick. That's one of my favorites so far in this competition.
That was just a cherry on top, and you can see it on her face. It looks like she is getting emotional for this Utah team. The super senior, what a moment for her.
I'm glad she got to have that moment. That's the last time we're gonna see that floor routine, and wow, what a way to end on the floor exercise for Abby Paulson.
You can see her teammates there showing off that 10 signal for the judges to give it to her. What a moment for Abby, and I am looking forward to the great LSU Tiger, Connor McLean. I don't want you to miss this. This is worth the price of admission right here. This release move, a piked Ray, caught a little bit too close. She was a little bit conservative on that catch. Beautiful transition to the low bar, hits that handstand. Again, last handstand is the most important, just the full in dismount. Would you give that a stick, Kennedy?
I'm not gonna give her the stick. I'm gonna give her the smallest of shuffles, but wow, what a routine for this LSU bar lineup.
And wait for her to hold on to that bar. Sometimes athletes get so nervous that they kind of release a little bit too early, allowing them not to have that full extension on the bar. But it's better to be safe than landing on your stomach on the floor.
And Jaylene, the senior for the Utah Utes, with what could be her final performance as well, following up Abby Paulson's big 9.925. They are putting up the numbers here on floor.
She did do a great job holding that landing, but to me it seemed a little bit rushed and had that slight shuffle. Judges will be taking off on that landing. Loving this classical music though.
I love that it is Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsody inspired. And I can say that Jaylene really embodies Freddie Mercury's fun, powerful energy when she's performing on the floor.
Just the last pass here.
Great job on that landing. The poise and control she showed out of that pass, incredibly impressive.
Just an exceptional dancer, beautiful execution, shows off her flexibility. The Utah Utes will be very proud with that performance.
Savannah Shane here up now for the LSU Tigers. And if you want to see a powerful bar routine, Savannah is ready to deliver just that. And they need some big scores. If you glance over at Cal Ball, they are putting in the numbers. This competition is going to come down to these final tenths.
Watch this sky-high release move here. Huge straddle Jaeger. I love how she extends her hips in every handstand and just floats from bar to bar. And she was actually a transfer from this Florida team that she's competing against. Just a dismount. She finds that rotation, finds that landing. Very difficult dismount. What a moment for the transfer to represent the LSU Tigers and to bring in a confident score for this team.
And another powerful athlete up now is Miley O'Keefe, a U.S. national champion, an NCAA national champion. Miley is someone that I absolutely would put in my lineup every single time.
She just tends to do well under pressure every single time.
I think Miley actually does better under pressure. She wants to compete every single time just like that and delivers so well. Miley with another 3-pass routine in this Utah lineup, showing off that strength and endurance. Oh, the control she had out of that. It is textbook perfection.
Above 180 degrees. This part gets me every single time. I always think that she's about to be hurt, but she just has this swagger about her performance. And I just love how Miley just puts her gymnastics on autopilot and just lets her do Utah gymnastics like she knows how to do.
Final pass here for Miley. My favorite ending in the competition, that dance, jumps up in the air, circles down, and then up to the sky. Amazing job from Miley.
Do you think you could probably do that? Because I don't think I could.
Are you talking about now or when I was a gymnast? Because now, no. When I was a gymnast, also probably not.
And you're looking at the NCAA all-around champion, Haley Bryant. Let's see if she can bring the heat again on the uneven bars for the LSU Tigers. Looking to bring a big score for this team here. Beautiful handstand. Catches that Jaeger. I will say a little bit high, but held on to that grip. Again, the dowel of the grips are so important, allowing gymnasts to hold on to the wooden apparatus. And just a dismount here. Ooh. She opened up a little bit too early and resulted in that forward step. They may be looking to drop that score from Haley Bryant. We will see what the judges think about that.
Slightly uncharacteristic of Haley. We've seen her nail that dismount like 2 days ago when she won that NCAA all-around title. It's gonna take sticks here. These teams are on today.
Again, it is anybody's game. Who is going to handle the pressure? Who will embrace it and use it as fire to be #1 in the country?
If there's someone that's ready and able to handle the pressure, that would be Grace McCallum, the Olympian, up now for the Utah Utes. Stunning tumbling. I love her form in the air. Her legs are glued together. That just shows her elite experience and expertise really shining here today.
so much difficulty. Judges are definitely taking that into account. Difficult gymnastics, but executing them with beautiful form, it goes a long way, especially in this competition.
And Utah is putting up a huge score on this floor rotation, counting only 9 nines. That is a place that they want to be and should feel confident going into that last rotation, Anastasia. Another stunning, to say the least, landing for the Utah Utes. They went lights out in this floor rotation. Started with that big 9-9 that they're dropping from McKenna Smith. I think that Grace McCallum's score is going to be higher, and the momentum and energy that they're carrying into the final rotation is exactly where they need to be to come out on top.
I'm going to say it, the Utah Utes have not won the championship since 1995. Big question here, Kennedy. Will they end up on top tonight?
I don't know, Anastasia. I hope so. If you look at that scoreboard, you'll see that they are so close to it. Utah in the lead, LSU not far behind, Cal in third, but close, and Florida with some mistakes on beam, hoping for a lights out rotation on floor. We will see you guys in a little bit for the final rotation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NCAA Championship. We are going into the final rotation. The crowd is dynamic. The fans are cheering loud, and we are so excited to have you for our hosts, Kennedy Baker, myself, Anastasia Webb, and we are looking forward to end the rotation with greatness, with Cal on the uneven bars and Florida on the floor exercise. Kennedy, what can you say about this moment, this arena, going into the final rotation?
It's electric, Anastasia. We talked about the intensity earlier. This is the highest the intensity has been in this meet. Utah just took that lead from LSU after that lights out floor rotation. Unfortunately, Florida had some mistakes on the beam. I know they want to bounce back strong, but it's going to take maybe a couple mistakes for a couple different people to really get those scores up if they want to be on the podium. And Cal, again, a couple mistakes in that vault rotation. They're going to have to nail these landings, and probably a mistake or two from LSU and Utah if they want to be in contention for the title.
Both of these teams need to focus on their landings, their execution, and have their night of their life on these two events. Starting us off here on the uneven bars is Maya Lazone, the great leader for this Cal team. Hits that handstand right on top, floats to the high bar. Beautiful transition, keeping her legs together. Ooh, she needs to repeat this pirouette. She tried a little bit too hard to end. Oh, another mistake. Very uncharacteristic. She is rushing herself a little bit. She needs to take her time on this event. But great job, great finish. She finished strong. The Cal Bears need to drop that score if they want to be a top contender in this championship.
Absolutely, Anastasia. We just saw that fight from Maya, which was impressive in the bar team. How challenging is it when you have a mistake and you have to add in skills? Because really, she added in a cast. Then we saw that little bobble when she tried to go up to the high bar. How challenging is it to bounce back in your routine from that?
It's so difficult because you're breaking the rhythm that you're so used to doing day in, day out in practice. But here on the floor exercise is beautiful. Victoria win. Let's see if this Gator team can pick it up.
Another athlete trying to bounce back. Unfortunately, Victoria had a little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake as well on beam. I know she wants to go lights out right here. One of her best Beautiful job getting that connection. She has to connect that Sassone out of that front double twist to get the tenths and bonus that she needs to start from a 10.0.
And that mat that she landed on is called a sting mat. Once again, that is not a deduction. That just allows these gymnasts to have a little bit of a softer landing.
Victoria, so graceful and fluid in her movements.
She just draws you in with her flexibility, her eye contact, her artistry, from her fingertips all the way to her toes. Beautiful.
Beautiful work there from Victoria. One of her best routines this season. I love how she really dialed in those landings, ending with the chomp.
Did you do the chomp in the middle of the routine at the end? When did you do it?
I did it in the middle. I had to think about it for a second. It changes every year. Every year, though, I did it in the middle. And it's inspiring because at least in the O-Dome in Gainesville, Florida, where we compete, the entire crowd memorizes the routines to do that chomp with the team. Feels really good when you're on the team and you get that chomp.
And up next on the uneven bars is Ella Cesario looking to drop that 9.4750. The rest of this competition, the Cal team needs to be unstoppable. She is a beautiful bar worker, huge Jaeger, immediate transition to low bar, keeping those legs together. She is handling this pressure. The crowd here is going wild. She hits that handstand, just a dismount here, double out, and that is exactly what this team needed. Ella showed up and she delivered.
It's getting close, Anastasia. Utah was in the lead going into vault. They've made some mistakes over there. We have said this entire weekend. The fun part about gymnastics and sports is that it's anybody's day. We saw the #1 ranked team not even make it here today. You have to be on when it counts.
I keep saying this. These gymnasts are all phenomenal at gymnastics, but this competition is capable of winning if you are in that mental game, mental A game.
It's nice to see Ellie in this floor lineup having an incredible day today. She struggled in the semifinal competition. Nice front double twist right there. You know that's a blind landing coming out of that. I like the control. Do you think it's different when you're coming out forwards? We talked about having that air awareness, flipping versus twisting, Anastasia.
Yes, I was a front tumbler myself. Gymnasts, they are looking to go into the air and open those arms up mid-air time to stop the rotation to find that landing, and she did that beautifully.
Excellent job on those leaps. They're important, especially if you have a 2-pass routine. I enjoy 3-pass routines, but it absolutely makes sense to me that these coaches are doing 2-pass routines. Why take more deductions when you don't have to?
Just the last pass here for Ellie.
Strong finish. Straight into her dance. Fantastic work there from Ellie on the floor. Great job for the skater team. They're bouncing back strong after those beam mistakes. Victoria leading off with a big 9.9125. I know that they just want to build the momentum off of those scores to close it out.
Up next for this Cal team is Andy Lee, the senior. She is elegant. She goes sky high in all of her release moves. Watch out for Andy Lee on the uneven bars.
She is a phenomenal bar swinger, similar to her sister, who was the 2012 Olympic alternate. The height that they get on their release moves is
It's incredible.
It is.
And she catches every single release move with straight arms. Very difficult to do. And judges are looking for that. Hits that handstand. Just the dismount here. Blindfold right on top. Double tuck. And a clean and controlled landing for Andy Lee. For this Cal team, they are on fire.
Andy and Ella doing great work right there to bounce back these scores after Maya Lazon's uncharacteristic mistake in the middle of her routine. Nice effort.
And up next on the floor exercise is Anya Pilgrim, the Florida great.
Anya looks so seasoned when she competes, carrying that elite experience into this NCAA competition. She competes for Barbados. She was at the World Championships. And wow, what a way to open that routine. Powerful, powerful tumbling.
Beautiful leaps. She took off and landed in the same position on that takeoff on those jump series. Anya is looking to drop that 9.8875. If she continues this momentum that she's doing so far, she will most definitely be dropping that score.
Anya finishes this routine with a big front through to and changed. She has switched that this season. She used to do a front through to a double tuck at the end, struggled on it earlier in season, changed it to that double pike to really nail that landing, and nice, nice job there from Anya.
Just so cool and composed. The freshman, she is dangerous for this Florida team and has so much more in her as she continues to grow in her career. And up next for this Cal team on the uneven bars is MJ Frazier. If you're looking at the scoreboard right now, LSU's in first and Cal is in second. It is going to be a battle for that top position. Let's see if this Cal team can deliver with MJ Frazier, a very dominant athlete. Beautiful Maloney. Great transition to the low bar, keeps her feet together. This stick is really gonna matter for this Cal team. If they're gonna wanna win it, they need to deliver. And she does. This Cal team is on fire. They are coming up. They are dropping that 9.4750 from Maya, and they are excelling. What a moment for the underdogs in this competition.
This is getting close, Anastasia. We said that it was gonna be a fight, and we're seeing that right now. There's teams making mistakes. It could be anybody's competition here. And up now for the Gators is Sloan Blakely, the junior, who I would say could tumble pretty high.
Maybe about the highest in this competition, don't you think, Kennedy?
Absolutely, Anastasia. Right here, you're gonna see a big front through to double tuck. Great effort. We've seen that throughout this competition, even in the semifinal, that slide, that podium has this bounce. In addition to the springs that are in the floor, you have to control, really plie through your knees and ankles to absorb those landings.
And you have to control it so much more, especially with her being a powerhouse on this event. Last pass here.
Nice spotting coming out of that. You could tell she watched the ground when you're twisting. That helps you know where you're at in the air, spotted the corner, precisely what she needed to do.
Great performance for the Gators. And we're moving on back to uneven bars with Cal Berkeley here. You can see her talking to her teammate, motivating her. It's gonna come down to these last performances. Gabby Perea up next. She is an exquisite bar worker. I want you to notice the way that she grabs the bar. She wraps her thumbs around the bar, very unique.
What does wrapping your thumbs around the bar mean to these athletes and to their bar routines?
It just allows them to have so much more stability on top of the bar, and you can see it because she holds every handstand right on top, just to dismount here, and she nails it. Another stick for this Cal team. They are the underdog team in this competition, and they are delivering. They are so proud of themselves.
Gabby Perea, the senior, stepping up and delivering.
It is definitely getting emotional here, not only for the athletes, but also for your stream team here.
Trying to hold it together, Anastasia. And someone that holds it together extremely well is Danny Ferris. The freshman has been incredibly consistent for them. Jenny says she feels so comfortable putting her in the lineup because she knows she's gonna get a big hit out of her. Right there is a great example of that hit that I just talked about, a huge tucked full in.
No movement.
I'm holding my breath, Anastasia. It is getting intense. All of these teams are incredibly close to that championship performance.
And they are all more than capable of becoming a national championship. It's just gonna come to those little details.
Danny Ferris, final tumbling pass up now. Beautifully done. Stunning leg form in the air. Underrated about Danny, but she is such a clean gymnast, really glues those legs together when she's twisting, and what a way to finish.
And finishing us off on the uneven bars is Maddie Williams. The pressure that this anchor has is undescribable. The crowd is going wild. She needs to soak it all in, just do her gymnastics like she is capable of doing. And even though that this Cal team had a small mistake in that leadoff position, head coach Liz would always say, excellence comes in ways you manage mistakes. And with this crowd going wild, Maddie Williams is on the uneven bars, managing the pressure. Beautiful Maloney transition to the low bar.
It is incredibly difficult to compete when you hear the crowd chanting another school's name.
Hits that handstand. And she holds on, Kennedy, to that stick. How proud are you of this Cal team making it this far and showing up for greatness tonight?
I cannot express enough how incredible they have done this season. I am so proud of them. This is the highest finish in school history. No matter where they land on that podium, they should be proud of themselves for the work they put in.
And if you're noticing the scoreboard right now, LSU is in that top spot with a 198.2250. You can see the hugs, the emotion. This has been a team that has been working so hard. They've never won a national championship title, but tonight, Kennedy, it looks like they are gonna be the ones holding that NCAA championship trophy that they have been working so hard and so long for. Any words?
I spoke with Jay Clark earlier about how special this team was. There was a reason that I picked them.
Kennedy here is getting emotional.
They've just delivered time and time again. It's cool to see them get this first championship. They've been so close for so many years.
And what a moment for Leanne, finishing off. Beautiful double layout, keeps it together, inbounds, landing on that mat again, not a deduction. And just going out there with enjoyment and beauty. An honor to be a Florida Gator for Leanne.
The spotlight is on Leanne Wong, as it should be, putting in incredible work in this floor exercise, closing out the way that she wants to. It's nice to see her bounce back from that beam rotation.
Folks, just sit back and watch this last performance on the floor exercise from the Florida Gators. Leanne Wong, the great.
Perfection. A strong finish from Leanne Wong. With the Gator Chomp to close it out. What a meet this was. It was such a fight.
LSU #1 and Cal Berkeley in that second position. Utah in third, Florida in that fourth spot. What a moment. You can see the LSU Tigers freaking out for their ever first NCAA championship title. What a moment for her and their team, and also Haley Bryant winning the all-around individually and carrying her team to the national championship and winning the title on her senior year.
Haley doing a great job coming off of that all-around win to deliver again today to get that team closeout win for the first time in school history. Jay Clark's first time as a head coach. What an honor to watch this meet and get to experience it along with them.
And we both know this feeling. Holding that championship trophy is undescribable. What a moment. A round of applause for the champions. The LSU Tigers have finally won their ever first NCAA championship title. All their hard work does not go unnoticed, and here they hunted and they attacked for the win.
Completely deserved, Anastasia. They have worked incredibly hard this season to get here. They've been put in pressure situations to be ready for today, and to see them really get this win and deliver it. No words.
It is a moment to remember. Kennedy, why don't you finish off our string team together?
A privilege to work with you, Anastasia Webb. See that LSU Tigers get that win. We are heading over to the ESPN stream. I'm Kennedy Baker. Have a good night.